Hey everybody. So my name is Chris. I work for a company called BizStream. We're actually out in Allendale, so a little bit outside of Grand Rapids, but we build websites and custom software. But I'm here to talk to you about project management software and how it is a thing that we do indeed use. So you can imagine doing a task around your house, or even like if you're into cooking, like making a recipe, like there's a lot of steps that you have to follow, right? Um, and you got to make sure that you don't forget anything. So a story from me is I always have cheesecake on my birthday. That's what kind of cake I like. And my grandma used to always make it. And one year she totally forgot to put sugar in, and we all took a bite at once, and it was disgusting, right? So she forgot that step. Um, when you take that sort of thing and you multiply the complexity like over and over and over again, when you're doing something like building a whole website or a whole piece of software, that becomes a thing that you really have to think about, because as soon as you leave something out, it can have trickle down effects all over the place. So that's the biggest thing that we need to make sure that our project management software is. So I think you guys are using Trello, so I kind of go through. Here's a project that I worked on at one point, actually with a volunteer group here in town. So we built this school's site for them, and this is pretty typical of a setup of something that we would have. So we have a backlog here, um, where we kind of list all of the things that need to be done at some point. Doesn't necessarily have an order to it all the time, although different setups will have different ways. And then we have what's happening right now, what's ready for quality assurance QA. So let's double check our work, and then what's done. And then this one had a dead column, which I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was stuff that we decided not to do. But these columns do something else too. Not only do we have a list of here's everything that needs to get done, and everybody can look at these things and see, okay, here's what we're saying needs to be done. Let's all agree that this is what needs to be done, because when you're talking to clients, um, I may say, make the page look good, but that means something different to me than it does to them, than it does to somebody else, right? So we try to get as specific as we need to make sure everybody's kind of on the same page. But then as we're going through the project, when you're going through a project that can last 6, 9 months, over a year, you need to know what's happening, what has happened, and where things are at. So this is supposed to give you a really quick look at, like, all right, here's what's happening right now. We tend to divide our work up into what we call sprints, so little 3-week chunks of work. And so we have a small list of things that we need to get done in that 3 weeks. But we need to know, hey, we're getting close to the end of that 3 weeks. Is this task done? Ready to go through quality assurance to make sure it matches exactly what it's supposed to do, that sort of thing. And that's how we use project management software. We've used Trello. We use something on a regular basis called Jira. But that kind of is basically how we take care of it. We want to make sure we get everything done. We needed to have a quick look at where everything is at, so I don't have to dig through a bunch of cards and figure that sort of thing out. And from there, it just kind of expands to all kinds of different information. Anything else you might want to know about the project, how long each thing is taking, are we over budget, all that kind of fun stuff different softwares can do. But this is how we use this, and it's something that I'm in and out of, 100 times a day. It's constant, so it's definitely something that you'll see a lot of companies use. Um, Trello being one that, like I said, a lot of companies use, and we used for quite a while. We got to the point where our projects were complicated enough. This one didn't quite cut it, and plus we need to integrate some like billing stuff so we can bill our clients, which this one doesn't do as well. But it is definitely something that we've used a lot of. So you guys are using the real deal. If you have any questions, have your teacher get a hold of me. Thanks.